Namaste. Welcome to the Sunday, October 16th, 2022 Bansuri Bliss Members Lesson. I am Bansuri Bliss Founder Dr. Kerry Kriger. Welcome, William and Jow. Good to see you here. Similar to Tintal. Da ga dee ga da, da ga dee ga da, da ga tee ga da, da ga dee ga da. And I came up with some exercises to help you practice along with Addha Taal. Now you can also do these exercises in Tintal, and you can also play your Tintal exercises in Addha Taal. But these ones are specifically designed to fit perfectly on the feel of Addha Taal, to get you used to the feel of Addha Taal. So what I was playing just before, I was doing the exercises but kind of mixing them together. But we're going to go through specific exercises. Just stick with them precisely until you get them, and then you can start to mix and match them as you wish once you thoroughly understand them. Kafi, K-A-F-I, is the raga. The scale is just sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa, a como ga, a como ni. Note that when we're playing Raag Kafi, we can do that, but we often go up and down slightly differently, and also use a should ni, and also use a should ga. But for these exercises, we're just sticking with the simplest form of the scale. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa, como ga, como ni. That was number one. Really, it's going to be easiest if you just take the tonguing formula for number one, which I have written down here, which I'll explain briefly, and just play it on sa. You don't need to be going up and down the scale until your tongue is working correctly. Your tongue is doing the same thing for this entire exercise number one. All right, so if we forget about the changing of the notes, then we can just focus on what's happening in our mouth. Okay? tuka to two to two, tuka to two to two, tuka to two to two, tuka to two to two. So I have it written here, T's and K's, T's for twos, K's for coos. Do you have to do it precisely like this? No. The one change that maybe you'd want to do, I don't recommend it, but you could do it. Tuka to two, ku two. Okay, tuka to two, tutu is how I have it written, but you could do it tuka to two, ku two. I don't do that though. I only do coos. What I've realized lately, I only do ku if it's immediately preceded by a two. And this one is not right here. It's preceded by a space, okay? So space gives us time to play another two. I won't go into that. Just follow the formula unless you know why you're changing it. Tuka to two to two. Tuka to two to two. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tuka to two to two. 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 Two. Let's just do it on saw. I did it 16 times. I did 4 cycles. Play a full cycle, then take a breath. That's what I was doing. Now I could do that 16 times, then move up to Re and do it 16 times, 4 cycles. Or just do 1 full cycle of Sa, 1 full cycle of Re, 1 full cycle of Ga, etc. Like this. I just realized I'm not sharing my screen, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But hopefully you found this in the Kafi course, bansuribliss.com/courses/Kafi. Okay, so what did I do just now? I used this tonguing pattern, which hopefully you understand. If you don't understand that, then go back to any of the tonguing courses that I've taught and review those first, because this is not going to be the easiest tonguing. All right? Why have I never taught Addha Taal before? Because it's not the easiest. Okay? But it's very common. So what I did, I just played sa 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 for the full cycle. And then I moved up to re, 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 re for a full cycle. All right. Now let's go ahead and cut it in half. And let's play sa 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 twice. That means it'll take up half a cycle, and then we'll move up. Sa 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 ray 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 etc. up the scale from some. Most of the time I was just breathing at the end of the cycle, meaning you can put two of the pieces together. Sa 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 ray 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 ray. Breathe. Okay? Breathe with enough time to get on the beat for the next note. Now that we've done those long ones, let's do it as written on the page, number 1. Meaning we're just going to play 4 beats worth of saw, 4 beats worth of ray, 4 beats worth of ga, 4 beats worth of ma, etc. from some. Up and down and up and down and up and down. All right, good. Look, that whole time we've been on number 1. We haven't even moved on from number 1. We did it in a variety of ways. We did it in a much easier way, which was just play saw for 4 cycles. Okay? Or just play saw. If you don't even want to move on after that, you're just practicing your tonguing, then you're just focusing on your tongue. Your fingers aren't changing at all. Then we did saw for a full cycle, ray for a full cycle, ga for a full cycle, etc. Just arohi, avarohi, going up and down the scale. And then we did saw for half a cycle. Okay, so 2 sets of the 4 beats worth of saw. Saw for half a cycle, ray for half a cycle, etc. And then we did it as written on the page. Saw for 4 beats, ray for 4 beats, ga for 4 beats, ma for 4 beats. Let's go ahead, turn that off briefly, chat in any questions. If you're thoroughly lost, let me know. If you get this, let me know. Let's read what's written on the page. All right, I've discussed the tonguing formula. Tu-ka-do-tu-tu-tu. That's what I'm doing with my tongue. Say it out loud. Yes, out loud, and not soft like this. Say it out loud. Tukadoo-tu-tu-tu, 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 tukadoo-tu-tu-tu. Because that's what's going to be happening with your tongue while you're playing it. So you should be able to say it. Addha Taal is similar to Teen Taal, but the 8 half beats in each division follow a 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2 pattern. All right, 3 + 3 + 2. 8 half beats is 4 total beats, and we can see them written here. Each of these, we've got some designated by the plus sign. The second division, or vibhag, has a 2. The Kali, beat number 9, the third division has a circle, superscript, and then we have a 3 to denote the 4th division. Some, 2, Kali, 3. Some, 2, Kali, 3. All right, we've got semicircles underneath the notes to show one beat. So if there's 2 notes falling in that semicircle, that means there's 2 notes in one beat, and each note is half a beat long. All right, so we've got 8 of them. 2 2 2 2 2. Commas signify a conceptual rhythmic division. They do not mean to stop or pause. So when you see them, it doesn't mean stop. It's just showing you, the musician, what the phrasing is intended to be. We could accent the note that immediately follows a comma. I could have put a comma at the end of each 4 beats too, but I figured, as I usually do, that the division also signifies, and that it should be fairly obvious that the first beat starts a phrase. Okay, 3 plus 3 plus 2. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. Do 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 do. Is Addha the same as Addha Sitarkani Punjabi? All right, on your iTabla Pro, I assume it's calling it that. Addha is the same as Sitarkani as far as I know. The groove, which is not an Indian classical term, but I guess I could say the groove to me is what happens with, not as a full cycle, but what happens within each division. Okay, versus doom 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 doom. The groove is the same in all 3. Okay, Punjabi, but the bowls, the notes of the tabla, are slightly different in Punjabi, and actually these are both open. We should actually look at these. What is Addha Taal? What is Punjabi Taal? Daga diga da, daga diga da, daga tika ta taka diga da da. Daga diga da, daga diga da, daga tika ta taka diga da da. All right. Okay, so this will be one of our, the tonguing formula used in this will be one of them coming up for us, okay? 2 2 2 2. All right, so then what is Punjabi? Daga diga da, daga tika ta, taka tika da, daga diga da. All right, the groove's exactly the same. It's just that what bowls you use, what parts of the tabla you hit, are going to differ slightly, okay? Daga diga da, daga tika ta, taka tika da, daga diga da. Daga diga da, daga diga da, daga tika ta, taka diga da. All right, they're very similar. So you can practice these exercises in any of them. And again, as far as I know, Addha is the same as Sitarkani, but I'm not going to say that with 100%, because I never got a lesson where someone said this is Sitarkani. Okay, it was always Addha Taal was the term used. But no matter what, they're all very similar. Okay, welcome Krishna, Abdullah, Reshma, Hanu, Kapish, Dinesh, Sunny. We're doing some Addha Taal in Kafi. And the reason I wanted to do this is because I never teach Addha Taal. And I think you should know it, at least be familiar with it. And I came up with these exercises. Right? No one ever gave me exercise. I can't remember ever getting exercises in Addha Taal. Okay, and maybe that's why I've never felt all that comfortable in it. But now you have exercises to get you on the right path. So hopefully you will feel comfortable with this. And as I mentioned on the page, it is very common. It's common in just about all types of music that I hear, or maybe not all, because music is highly varied. Music that has rhythm, music that has a rhythmic component will often have this. And if you are sitting around a bonfire, drum circle type atmosphere, and someone's got a guitar, there's a high chance that they're strumming in this rhythm. because it's kind of a default rhythm to strum for a lot of Western guitarists. But you hear this all over. I was thinking of putting up a little challenge in Discord to listen to music when you're out and about, any kind of music, and when you hear a song or any piece of music that is using this rhythm, then post it in there, okay? If you start listening, you'll be surprised how often you hear this. All right, so let's get back to these exercises. All right, we were just doing number 1 thoroughly. Let's see what else is on this page. Practice these exercises in any of the 72 melakartas. What's a melakarta? To me, a melakarta is a much more important system than the Tat system. Melakartas are from Carnatic, South Indian music. Tat system is North Indian music in the last 120 years or so. Tat system says there's 10 scales that rule them all, that all the ragas can come from one of these parent scales. I don't agree with it. I find the 10 chosen scales to be somewhat arbitrary, because in reality there are 72. There are 72 what? What's a melakarta? It's a 7-note scale. 7 notes up, 7 notes down. It uses each of the available notes. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. Doesn't count as an 8th note because we've already said sa. Okay, so they've got each of those. They're not pentatonic scales. They're not hexatonic scales. They're heptatonic scales. They've got the 7 notes. So how do you come up with 72 of them? Because some of them have a komal re, some of them have a shid re, some of them have a komal ga, some of them have a shidman. You come up with all those combinations, and there's 72 ways to do it. So why do I say practice these exercises in any of the 72 melakartas? Because these exercises are nothing specific to Kafi. I just decided I haven't taught that much Kafi. Let's help fill up the Kafi course. I'll put it in there. And also because I don't want beginners spending their time on this until they've gotten the fundamentals. So I didn't want to put it in Bilawal or Kalyan, which I kind of direct beginner students to go to because the fingering is easier. But we could play these in Kalyan. We could play these in Bilawal. We could play these in Kirwani, in Bhairav, Bhairavi, Ahir Bhairav. Okay? Just take the notes of those ragas and fit them in here. Alright, so if you're playing Bilawal, don't play a komal ga, don't play a komal ni. Everything will be shid. Alright, so I'm assuming you understand what I'm talking about. Exercises 2 through 7 are like exercise 1, but differ slightly in rhythm. Okay, so let's move on. All right, 2 through 7 are very similar to this. Let's see how. Now, I wrote 2 out in full so that you'd get it. I didn't write 3 to 7 out in full because by the time we go through 1 and 2, you should understand what I mean by what I've written here. All right, so number 2. 2 to 2 to 2. Now, this is exactly like the Tal is written. Da, ga, di, ga, da. Sa, 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 sa. 2 to 2 to 2. All right, so really, probably should have made this number 1. I did not put these in order of maybe their logical progression. I put them in the order that I want you to practice them, of what I think you'll be able to do. Okay, now by the time you get to 4, 5, 6, 7, I was just coming up with different variations, and there are a few more variations that we could have come up with just by moving around where the spaces are, but always making sure that we have a note on the 1st, the 4th, and the 7th half notes. Okay, meaning the 3 plus the 3 plus the 2. Okay, this one, I would actually call this one, number 4, the most fundamental rhythm of it. Okay, okay, but you should know them all, or you should practice them all. All right, so let's do number 2. Let's just do it as written, just like before when we did Sa for an entire cycle, Re for an entire cycle, etc. You can do that with these. If you want to do Sa for half a cycle, Re for half a cycle, etc., do that for these. But let's just go ahead and play it as written. tonguing formula for number 2. It's written right there. 2 to 2 to 2, 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 2 to 2 to 2. Listen to the bass. Why did I say number 4 is the most fundamental of these? Listen to the bass. The bass is falling. All right. I'm going to move on to number 3. Let's look at the tonguing pattern first. 2 to 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 2. If you start playing one of these, it says now ascend and descend, so that I wouldn't have to write the entire thing out. Okay, we're just arohi, avarohi. If you're playing it and you realize your transitions from one note to the next note, like from the saws to the rays, is not smooth, then maybe you need to spend more time just playing saw with that tonguing pattern and making sure your tongue works, because the tongue is doing the same exact thing the whole way up and the whole way down. So first just focus on saw, get your tongue to work, and then move up and down. Let's do number 4. Two, 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 two. These are called Addha Taal Jhala exercises. Jhala, tonguing, okay? But do we need to use our tongue? Not for all of these, okay? Not for this one. I could use some gummicks. Let's do number 5. Tuka two to tuka tuka two to tuka tuka two to tuka tuka two to tuka. first one didn't go up perfectly because I wasn't concentrating. It came out fine. It was fine musically. All notes were coming out. It was all in rhythm, but I wasn't playing this rhythm because my mind was still on those last ones. All right, that's why you may want to just start out. Just play sa and get the tonguing correct. Seven. We're not going to leave any spaces in number 7. Say it out loud. All right, good. Are these just exercises? Can you play these in an actual raga performance? Of course, yeah, you can. But hopefully you wouldn't be thinking about this. Hopefully you have imbued the rhythm. You have become one with the rhythm and you can just make stuff up. And all this is going up and down. All right, we do that all the time when we're playing ragas. We go up and down. All right, well, let's see. Let's deal with that another time, William, and I'll say that the question was, what are the Vadi and the Samvadi in Kafi? We're not even playing Kafi Raga right now, so, and I'll say, I think Ray and Pa, but I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look at that. I don't think of them as so strong that they're overpowering everything else, but and also Kafi, I'll say, is generally thought of as a light classical raga. What's that mean, light classical? It's kind of a weird word, okay? Because it's definitely, to me, it's definitely classical. Usually the light classical are even more complex than the normal classical, okay? But usually it implies that we've got a lot of freedom to change things around. All right, which means that a Vadi and somebody would probably become even less important in a raga like this. And maybe that's why when I'm playing it, I'm not even usually thinking about that. And to note also, Kalahara Priya, as it's called in Carnatic music. Carnatic music, they don't use the Vadi Samvadi. Okay, just something to be aware of. We'll say it's an equal opportunity raga where every note can get what it deserves. Okay? All right, let's move on. Now, you should know the basic forms. Now, again, I said there's probably a couple more. Just move the spaces around, but always make sure you've got the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2 there. All right? Like what's not written. I could have written this out like number 4, but ended with a sa-sa. Okay, sa, 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 sa. And I didn't. Okay, but you can think of, are there more of these that you can come up with? Good, come up with them and practice them. Let's do number 8. Tonguing formula for number 8 is same as for number 1. All right, just how we started this whole thing. 2 to 2 to 2. Note under this, it says once you master it, try playing it with each of the 6 other tonguing formulas. All right, any of the Addha Taal tonguing formulas. It's just that for the first 3 we're going to play re, and for the next 5 we're going to play, first 3 sa. What do I mean by the first 3? The first 3 half notes. Sa 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 re 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 sa sa sa. Okay, sa 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 re 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 re. That would be a different tonguing formula. Let's see. Let's just go up to tonguing formula number 2. All right, these are not in any official order. 2 to 2 to 2. All right, sa sa re 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 ga ga ma 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 pa pa da 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 ni ni sa sa sa. 2 to 2 to 2. All right, let's pick another tonguing formula. I don't even remember the numbers of these, but let's just do it as 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And by the time you get to number 8, you should have spent a lot of time on the first 7 so that you've already gotten the tonguing. The tongue will come out. Now you just have to get your fingers to move to the notes. I just started improvising, always keeping the rhythm. Let's just do one more. Let's fill up every note. No spaces. Onwards. Number 9. Tonguing formula for number 9 is the same as for number 2. Do we have to go back to the other page to see what it is? Let's just figure it out by looking at it. 2 to 2 to 2, 2 to 2 to 2, 2 to 2 to 2, 2 to 2 to 2. switch between the different tonguing patterns. All right, how did that work? What did I do just now? First I did tukudu tu tu tu, tuku tu 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 tu, sasa re ga ma pa, mama pa da ni sa, sasa ni da pa ma, papa ma ga re sa. Then I switched it to filling in this formerly empty beat, the one after the ga. Sa re ga ga ma pa, ma pa da da ni sa ni da da pa ma ga ga re sa. You could fill it all in if you want. Or actually, let's do tukudu tukudu tu, tukudu tukudu tu. Sasa re gaga ma pa, mama pa dada ni sa, sasa ni dada pa ma, papa ma gaga re sa. Onwards to number 10. Sasa re ga ma pa. All right, tonguing formula for number 10 is same as for number 1. Tukudu tu tu tu, tukudu tu 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 tu. Change out the tonguing formula, but keep the same basic thing. Two to two to two, two to two to two, two to two to two, two to two to two. Da ge diga da, da ge diga da, da ge tika ta ta ge diga da. Keeping the same rhythm, improvising, the melody. Sometimes I was doing it with tonguing. Sometimes I wasn't doing it with tonguing. Remember, you don't have to do these with tonguing. Well, some of them you do if you've got 3 saws in a row, but some of them you don't, like just now. All right, number 9, you don't need to use your tongue at all. 10. Were we on number 10? Whatever one we were on. Sasare Gama. Oh, look. It's the same thing, number 9 and 10. I just wrote it out. I only wrote number 10 out. 10 and 11, they're all based on the same thing. Yeah, just to show you how to vary these. Okay, so they're all based on the sa, re, ga, ma, pa. 9 is sa, re, ga, ma, pa. 10 is sa, sa, re, ga, ma, pa. 11 is sa, sa, re, ga, ma, papa. Okay, sa, sa, re, ga, ma, papa. We could have gone sa, re, ga, ma, papa. Sa re ga ma papa ma pa da ni sa 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 ni da pa ma ma pa ma ga re sa sa. Let's do number 11. Ooh, there's another page. Sa re ga ma pa, re ga ma pa da. Okay, more like an Allen car. All right, taking what we did before. Look, sa re ga ma pa from number 9. That's how we started, but then we moved up ma pa da ni sa to get all the way to the top right away. Here, it's just an Allen car. Sa re ga ma pa, re ga ma pa da, ga ma pa da ni, ma pa da ni sa, and then descend. had debated with myself whether to write it out like that instead of like this. Okay, here we do the sa, the re, the ga, and the ma. And then, because the ma ends with the high sa, we descend from there. Whereas we could also do the sa's, the re's, the ga's, the ma's, the pa's, the da's, the me's, the sa's, like I just did. Okay, extended. All right, we can improvise. We can make up our own exercises once we understand these things. Now, what's the next one? Sa, sa, re, ga, ga, ma, pa, re, re, ga, ma, ma, pa, da. Tonguing formula for 13 is the same as for number 6. Let's just go back and look at number 6. Tukadu, tukadu, two, tukadu, tukadu, two, tukadu, tukadu, two, tukadu, tukadu, two. All right, I've got a 12, a 13, and a 13. All right, so that final 13 should be a 14, it appears. All right, but the middle of the page. Sa, sa, re, ga, ga, ma, pa, re, re, ga, ma, ma, pa, da, ga, ga, ma, pa, pa, da, ni, ma, ma, pa, da, da, ni, sa. Tukudu, tukudu, two. And number 14. All right. Let's get a beat here. I did those with no tongue and no gummick. I did them with tongue. I did them with gummick. I did them with tongue and gummick. I even threw in a few morkies, and then at the very end I just kind of left the lines behind but kept the rhythm. Kept on improvising. I believe that concludes, and though there's a note at the bottom now, set all these exercises to budgeony, an 8-beat rhythm with a similar feel. Okay? Instead of 16 beats, instead of 4 sets of 4, we've only got 2 sets of 4. First half and a second half in budgeony. Okay? Do 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 do. Notice how sometimes on the final beat up or the final beat down, really after 4 beats or after 8 beats, meaning after the ma, if I'm going up, sa, re, ga, ma, breathe, and then pa, da, ni, sa, breathe, you can shorten, you can just leave out, just play the first note of the set of 4 beats. Like this. I am Bansuri Bliss Founder Dr. Kerry Kriger. This is Sunday, October 16th, 2022, Bansuri Bliss Members Lesson. We've got members lessons taking place every Saturday and Sunday. Join us on Zoom when you become a Bansuri Bliss member.